Hi everyone, welcome to the History of Football channel. Today I'll be doing another Forgotten Football Ground video as part of my Forgotten Football Ground series. I've done quite an extensive playlist on this topic. If you haven't yet checked out my playlist, go and check it out. Maybe I've featured one of your club's former grounds. Tonight's video is not going to be a ground that's necessarily forgotten, but it's a former stadium of a ground, and I'll be talking about that one tonight. And that ground is the Stadion Rote Erde, the former home ground of Borussia Dortmund from 1937 to 1974. The first plans to build a stadium at this site date back to 1921, when the new municipality of Dortmund decided to build a Volkspark in the southern area of Dortmund. Architect Hans Strobel designed the park, in which a swimming pool, multifunctional stadium and a Westfalenhallen would be built. The stadium was built between 1924 and 1926 and was inaugurated in 1926 at a cost of 1.8 million Deutschmarks. In the first decade of the stadium's history, this ground was mostly used for athletic events. The first official football match to be played at the stadium was in 1929, and it was a quarter-final match of the 1929 German Football Championship between Borussia Dortmund's arch-rival Schalke and Hertha Berlin. Hertha Berlin won the match 4-1. So it's Borussia Dortmund's ground, but their most hated rivals played the first ever match there. Bit strange, that one. Due to the German war effort, the steel and mining company Hoesch AG had to extend the factories into Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund was forced to leave their first home ground, Weiße Wiese, I hope I pronounced that right, and they moved to the Stadion Rote Erde in 1937. During World War II, the stadium was heavily damaged during the war but was renovated afterwards. From 1947 to 1967, Borussia Dortmund was one of the most successful clubs in West Germany, and the stadium could not bear the amount of people that wanted to watch matches as the capacity of the ground was small. In 1961, plans were made to extend the stadium, expand it, or to build a new stadium on the same location of the Stadion Rote Erde. However, due to the economic crisis at the time, the plans were never put into motion. In 1962, the stadium was expanded by temporary wooden stands, increasing the stadium's capacity to 42,000. In 1971, the municipality of Dortmund agreed to build a new stadium directly west of the Stadion Rote Erde. Upon completion of the new Westfalenstadion in 1974, Borussia Dortmund moved into that ground and it hosted a few matches at the 1974 FIFA World Cup. The wooden structure of the grandstand and the roof of the stadium were transported to Hanover after the inauguration of the Westfalenstadion. The roof was installed at Rudolf Kalveit Stadion of SV Arminia Hanover, and the grandstand is at Oststadtstadion in OSV Hanover. However, the grandstand at Oststadtstadion was severely damaged by fire in March 2010. Nowadays, the stadium serves as the home stadium of Borussia Dortmund's Vita team, providing a capacity of 9,999 spectators. The stadium also serves as an athletic stadium with a capacity of 25,000 spectators. The stadium is part of the monument list in Dortmund. In December 2008, a major renovation of the stadium costing €1.65 million was completed after 14-month construction. Of course, this stadium saw a lot of Borussia Dortmund's early successes. The club won a few German championships at the ground, and they also won a DFB Pokal and the European Cup Winners' Cup. One of the greatest nights in the club's history, though, happened at this stadium in December 1963. They played against Benfica in the European Cup after they were losing 2-1 in the first leg. In front of just over 40,000 fans, Dortmund defeated Benfica 5-0, with Franz Brungs scoring a hat-trick. Another interesting thing about this ground was in the 1950s it hosted boxing matches. There was about 5 or 6 professional fights held at the ground, and also it hosted 2 international matches. The first was on the 8th of May 1935 when the Third Reich team, yes that's right, the Third Reich team defeated the Irish Free State international side 3-1. And then also in 1967, West Germany defeated Albania 6-0 in the European Championship 1968 qualifiers. So that concludes my video on the Stadion Rote Erde tonight, the former home ground of the Borussia Dortmund first team from 1937 to 1974. It's not exactly a forgotten ground, but it's a ground that maybe people don't really know about, especially in the history of Borussia Dortmund. I think a lot of people would associate them just with the Westfalenstadion. It's a very interesting ground that they've kept it. It's great that they've kept it. A lot of old grounds, obviously, when clubs move out, they get flattened, they get turned into houses, they get turned into a Lidl or an Aldi or Asda. But it's great that they've kept this ground. It's good that they've found a purpose for it. It's good that they acknowledge their history. And it's really picturesque in a way that you've got their old ground exactly right next door to their new one, and the Westfalenstadion just towers over it. It kind of reminds me a bit of this ground in Australia. It's called Punt Road Oval, and just over the back of that is the Melbourne Cricket Ground, and it's just like chalk and cheese. It's you got the really tiny ground, then you got the big massive one that just towers over the back of it. And yeah, as I said, I think it's really great that Borussia Dortmund have kept this stadium and they've preserved a bit of their history. So I hope that you enjoyed this video tonight. If you did, let me know in the comment section below. Let me know if you've been to the Westfalenstadion or if you've been to this ground and watched a football match. I might be doing a couple more Bundesliga grounds, former Bundesliga grounds. There's still a few I could do in Italy and France and there's a couple left I could do in England. But if I haven't done one that you'd like me to do, just leave a comment in the section below and I'll get around to doing it. And it's much appreciated for all the new subscribers and people that have been watching the videos and following the channel since the start. Thank you very much. So this has been History of Football, and I'll catch us all later in the next video. Alright, tatty bye for now.